5 version here for our third play with Trojans in the St. Malachy bronze medal game.
Well, we've had a great week, Norval, and today's game will be a great one. This is a replay of the earlier match Thursday in which Trimble jumped out to a 54-32 halftime lead and couldn't hold it. They ended up losing by 8 points. They lost 100-92. A sensational first half for Trimble, an equally sensational second half for St. Max.
68 point second half.
And I know Trimble is loaded for bear. Trimble wants to play and redeem themselves for that tough loss on Thursday afternoon. It'll be a great game. These two teams know each other well. They've played regularly over the last 3 or 4 years, and they're looking forward to seeing each other in the NBIAA playoffs later this year. So this is a good opportunity for both teams.
And we're all set. We've got starting lineups introduced. We're all set to start the game. Let's zip over to the screen action.
Trimble today in their whites, St. Malachy Saints in their red uniforms.
Referee Al Jones and Charlie Taylor. Trimble takes the top. And St. Max opens in that 3-2 zone. Lots of movement. Nice pass inside. Els finishes. Starts off 2-0 for the Trojans. It's the way they wanted to start. They're probably going to want to get about a 32-point lead today by halftime, just to make sure.
You kill me.
Open J, that's LeBlanc. He was in foul trouble last night in that semifinal. I think there were some shocked people around last night when St. Max went down after going 3-0 to Timmins. Once again, Coach Schumacher has his squad ready, and in their third final at the Hoop Classic later on this afternoon. But right now it's the Harrison.
Dobbelstein out front picks up the foul on Ryan Johnson. Yeah, this game, of course, for third place, and we'll be here until 3 o'clock for the championship game. Timmins Blues, a little bit of a surprise, and certainly no surprise the way QEH Lions have played that they're in today's final, Norval.
All right, we're all set to go. Referee Al Jones just clarifying the 30-second reset clock rule for the scorekeeper. Harrison Trimble High School hockey teams on the board today. Johnson goes up top. Oh, he's whacked pretty good.
Real solid.
Yeah.
Maybe the news is keep Ryan out of the offense and do what you got to do to keep him out of the offense.
The other news might be stay out of my house.
Speaking of news, not only a big day for the tournament, the final of the 13th annual tournament, it's Greg Forbes' birthday at my house, speaking of houses.
Happy birthday to you, Greg. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Greg. Johnson nails another one. It's 3-0 for the Trojans.
Winning goaltender this morning in his Riverview minor hockey matchup. 2-1 win over the Lightning this morning for the Red Wings. He does.
Does his father have to buy the equipment?
He doesn't.
I was going to say that's the only way he'd be allowed to play. Over the back, but he gets it. Count it.
Boom, nice job.
Board. Scott Hicks seemed to sort of stop running there just for a second, didn't he? Then he had to put the jets on.
He did. Hicks getting the start today instead of Kendall Summers, who started the first couple of games of the tournament. Yeah, Summers will be in off the bench, I'm sure. Nice job by Frank, but can't finish it.
Oh, good. Come off that screen pretty solid. Oh, good hands. Good hands for a big guy. Looks like a tight end.
Els does a nice job to finish. He had a couple of driving baskets. These games all tend to run together, but I think it was last night in the game on TV where he took the ball at the foul line, went to the hole.
Oh, week runs together.
Yeah, sometime over the last 7 days, I've seen Els take the ball, put it on the floor, and throw in a nice layup off the backboard. Or somebody else wearing number 20 for a team that I've seen play this week.
It's square up. Boy, Els getting beat around there pretty good. LeBlanc with the ball. Up for three. Mike Burke. Mike Burke looking for Trimble coach Brian Forsythe looking for a solid game. Oh, there's Johnson to the hoop. That's going to be a pro continuation there.
Both coaches again today, Norval, have agreed to wear the portable mics so that we can get a chance to get into the timeouts and hear what they've got to say to their players. That's an interesting feature because it gives you an insight into not only the coaching philosophies but also the mentality or psychology they bring to their timeouts.
What I would personally like to do is sometime I'd like to put mics on the referees. I think that would really add a lot to the quality of the
It's been suggested to me that sometimes what people would like is to take the mics off the announcers.
Yes, I've had that said several times. In most cases, they've directed at particular announcers.
People tell me that it's like Monday Night Football when Howard used to do the games. Yeah. Turn up the picture and turn down the sound. Yeah.
Ooh, good solid screen.
Frank lays Scott Hicks out.
Oh, it was solid. Forearms up above the chin. Looked like people screening at the all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet.
Oh, can't finish it. All 7 points for St. Malachy so far out of the shooting hand of Matt Smith, number 4. Smith picks up his second foul.
Trojans go up 9-7. St. Max with the ball. Nice board. Coast to coast.
Nice finish.
That's the third time going to the hole Johnson's got fouled.
Leslie's playing a shooter like Ryan Johnson, the ultimate compliment with her statistics here in the first half. She's got his 7 points so far all scrunched to the left hand of the scoring column for the first half, so she's got lots of room left for what he does over the balance of the half. There's no compliment that you can pay a shooter more than to run that stuff up against the left-hand column of your scoring
summary. Something you and I never had to worry about.
Never had to do that.
In fact, they only left one block open.
That's right. Lots of times they could afford to put my name and 3 or 4 others in the same box.
Yeah.
Ryan's got 2, 4, 6, 8 points. 6 of them at the line and 1 hoop. Dwayne Els picks up a foul, his first, the team's first. St. Malachy so far has 5.
Another one for him. Coast to coast again.
Ryan wants to play. St. Malachy's apparently wants to watch him play.
Yeah. Oh, Burke let him through. Coach Forsythe's not going to be happy with that.
Nice job with the
Oh, Michael
Quick
recovered from that. He'll
crossover
learn
dribble
from
by
that one.
Dobelstein.
Good post, give him the ball.
There's the first time we see the quick hands of Mike King in this afternoon's game. We'll see more of that as the game goes on, I'm sure. There's a nice dish from King that they can't convert. He's a sweet player. I like Mike King a lot. 6th foul. That's the 3rd on Matt Smith, who has that 8 points. Not a prudent decision by Smith to try and jump over the back and get that touch to knock the ball away, particularly when he's the high scorer so far.
No. Some intensity there, that last couple of possessions. Scott.
Al Jones speaks to Scott Hicks and Mike King and says, gentlemen.
And they really backed off afterwards,
too, I noticed a dramatic change in their approach. No hoop. Al Jones kept his eye on the pair of them afterwards and decides Scott Hicks, he caught him in a screen, an illegal screen, and takes away the hoop from Ryan Johnson and throws a foul up for Sean Hicks, his first, the team's second of the half.
St. Max with the ball down 14-10.
So far, Norval, interestingly, only 4 people have scored in the game. Ryan Johnson and now 3. I think that was John Ross picks up his first hoop, and he's the 3rd player to score. Mike Dobelstein scored, and Matt Smith earlier. And Dwayne Ells has 6 for Trimble, and whatever is left over is 10. That's what Ryan Johnson's got.
Yeah. St. Max with the ball again, 16-12 to score.
James Greer got whacked in the nose. Greer caught an errant elbow and continues to feel for all 32 teeth to make sure he's got them all.
I would say there a couple clanging around in there loose. Patience on offense. Nice look.
Ooh. Lots
nice,
of English on the
yeah,
ball.
Lots of roll. It's a lefty roll. Brings it down to 2, 16-14, Trimble with the ball. Sean Craig's been awful quiet so far. Good board. Up like a truck.
Nice job to keep his feet still by Dwayne Ells. Save that ball. That's the first hoop for Matt James. We got a tie game.
Lots of contact, I can tell you. Lots of bodies.
And there's a hoop for number 6.
Put St. Max up.
Mike King's got 4. Craig for 2. And a chance to go to the line for the lead.
That's a nice hoop. Well, those are tough ones.
Yes, it is.
Tough baskets.
Yeah. Yeah, when you don't have the opportunity to slow down and get under control at the hoop, it's...
And you're seeing cheerleaders at the other end.
Yeah. Added bonus of the layup. Chance to run through the cheerleaders down there. Substitutions in for the St. Malachy Saints.
And Trimble as well. Mark Harris is in for Ryan Johnson. Good three-point play. Sean Craig's having a decent tournament for the Trojans as well. See if the help there. Really hitting that weak side, aren't they?
Well,
drawing everybody to the baseline and nobody
Trojans
dropping.
are having a tough time with their rebounding generally at the defensive end, and particularly they don't seem to have anybody on the weak side.
Good hustle, James Greer, though. That's not bad. Good aggressive play for a grade 10 player. Good aggressive play. That's a four-pointer.
Rugby scrum to tie that one up. Al Jones has an unkind word for Coach Tom King. Feels he's a little too vocal this early in the day.
That was it was quite a box out there, to tell you the truth.
Marquez parks for too long in the opinion of Al Jones, and ball turned over.
That's the makeup call for the no call down here on the box.
Now Al's going to have a chat with Brian Forsyth on the way by.
LeBlanc, it's short. Some tired ponies on the floor right now. 11:14 to go, and it's 20-19 for St. Malachy's, with St. Malachy's in possession of the ball. They open the shot for LeBlanc. Square up. Hasn't got the range yet today.
Another weak side board for the Saints. Frank can't finish. Mark Harris gets a large piece of him, and Frank will shoot two.
I guess I could try and explain what all that noise was, but nobody out there would want to know.
Never mind.
21-19, 11:05 to go. Chance to put him up. The St. Malachy's up by 3. It's a little short. Inside position. Noels didn't box out. They're going to pay for this.
Ooh. That's not the kind of foul that Coach Tom King would want to see his kids take. Chris Gower in for the first time, and Kurt Frank is going to park for a couple of minutes. And we're into bonus. So far, Trimble's only committed 2 fouls, so they've
10:57, and they're in bonus.
They've got a bonus here. Bonus squared, that would be.
And exactly how would you write that? BS with a 2 beside it?
The allegation has been made that many things I wrote would qualify for that description.
(21-19), 21-20.
Ryan Johnson back in. There's a noticeable drop-off in the way the ball gets handled when Ryan's not on the floor for Trimble, and Brian knows that he wants him back in there if he's
21-21.
going to be able to stay with the Saints.
Oh.
Shooters roll. Good idea, but can't connect on the 60-yard strike.
Yeah, it wasn't a real smart pass.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Well, it would have been if it worked. It's one of those kind of ideas. Nice pull up, Craig. He hits it.
Ooh, James Greer hooked him pretty well. Turned him right around. There's 3. Tom Patterson's first 3 of the day.
That's a nice
and
big
first
3
basket,
too,
I
eh?
believe.
Good shot for Mark Harris. 26-25, St. Max with the ball and up by 1 with 9:48 to go. first half here of the bronze medal game at the Irving Oil Hoop Classic. Boy, Patterson lit up the three, then he goes inside for two.
Patterson's got 5 off the bench. Coach Forsyth has had Ryan Johnson at the scorer's area to get him back in here for probably 2.5 minutes. The plays continued. And here comes Kendall Summers and Mike Burke back in for the Trojans as well. Mike Dobbelstein and Tim Maye in for the Saints.
LeBlanc open for the three again. He's due to hit. He was due to hit one.
They call that a 2, Norval.
That makes it 30-25, up by 5. St. Max. Ryan Johnson for the Trojans with the ball. This is those little runs that you hate if.
Nice job by Gower to finish for 2. Suddenly, Trimble's down 7.
Boys, this is not a.
Coach Forsyth's going to want a timeout
here. He's got it. He asked for it already.
Ooh. And he's got it with a 9-point Trojan deficit and 8 minutes and 8 seconds left. Let's go into Coach Brian Forsyth's timeout. Hear what he's got to say to his Trimble Trojans.
I have never seen such a bunch of wimps. We just crawl. Just walk around, watch the game fly away. Last guys down the floor are always 2 whites, no matter which way we go. We get brain-dead fouls, the guy down with his hands, and we reach around him. Do we want to win or do we not? Let's go, boys, go. We get you sticking it over your head and then throwing it in the middle of 3 reds. Where are we? You don't want to play. We got no help side. We have nobody wants to sink. They haven't got a basket other than 8 standing and 10 with you standing with both hands down the side. Everything else has been 2 feet from the basket. Because we don't have any guts.
This is it, boys.
No guts.
Brian expressing what I could only call disappointment at the intensity level. Of course, the average intensity level of the Trimble Trojans is high because when you include Brian in the equation, he would bring the intensity level of his players up on average to
several notches. Yes, several notches. You're handling yourself real well right now, Brian. I'm rather impressed with you.
Let's see if that kind of wind-up does anything to the Trojans to motivate them, because they have for the last 3 or 4 minutes played as if they were waiting for somebody else to do the job for them, and there's the somebody else they probably were waiting for. Trojans down 7, 34-27. No help board from Dobbelstein, and Trimble's unable to break serve on that one.
Only 2 box outs. Only 2 players boxed out.
Ooh. Would you call that a drop step? Dobbelstein and Ryan Johnson pick up a double foul here. Ryan disappointed with the bang he got as he came across center court. Al Jones decided that Ryan dropped the shoulder into Dobbelstein, and Dobbelstein came back after him with a push. So they're each going to pick up a foul. Second on Dobbelstein, first on Ryan Johnson, I do believe.
And they lose the ball as well.
It goes alternating possession in the double foul, doesn't it?
Yes, that's right.
There's a service break. Ryan's got 8, 10. I believe he's got 14 points after sitting on the bench for probably 4 or 5 minutes.
38-29, up by 9, 6:40 to go.
Is 9 points right?
Yeah.
That's what it says, but
Scott Hicks back in for the Trojans.
Oh. And Mike Dobbelstein's still in there for the Saints.
Well, I'll tell you, he's in there. Up by 11, 6:20 to go.
Swish, 8 points.
40-32. Ryan Johnson hits a 3. It's a familiar name when the see who comes up with this one.
Nice job to fight for the ball over there by the Trojans, and they come up with it.
Hit, and it drops. That was an interesting play, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Plan.
Well, that's
coached.
the quarterback who threw that pass.
40-34,
Flung it
5:32.
more than threw it, but a nice fling it was. Gower for 2. Sure, why not? Oh, look at that. Ryan Johnson, who I think now has 23 of 36 Trojan points.
Much as we like seeing what's happening on that, Coach Forsythe isn't real pleased with that because it means they're really out of their offensive rhythm.
Dobbelstein's got 12 now, about 8 of them in the last minute. Here's a guy who finishes real well on the other side, but he comes underneath and pushes it back up. I really do like the way Sean Craik finishes with the outside jumper and with his layups inside. He's a very nice offensive player. He needs somebody to get him the ball.
Nice pass. Oh,
Maya gets the
nice,
board
nice
and the
board.
hoop. Scott Hicks with the board and gets whacked on the backside, I believe, by Mike King.
Yeah, that'll be shooting 2, and it's 46-38. Chance to bring it back to 6.
I don't think it was King. It's Tim Maya who picked up the foul.
46-38.
Liberal substitutions for the St. Malachy Saints. Scott Hicks at the line. Still Katie Hicks's big brother.
Katie was real pleased with those comments from the other night. Scott wasn't as happy, but Katie was.
I'm a reporter. I'm not here to make people happy, Norval.
Chance to get it back to 6. 4:24 to go.
My job is to state the facts. How people choose to
Mike
take
Burke
those
gets
facts.
the rebound.
Ooh, nice board.
That's nice. 46-41. 4:16 to go. And that'll quiet everybody down again.
Yeah. Nice job by King. He's got 7. That's his first 3 of the game. Probably not his last. Scott Hicks going to go and can't get the English he needs, but hey, Mike Burke couldn't get the English, so he got the French.
Oh,
nice little linguistic segue there, I thought.
He got a nice follow.
Thank you very much. Oh, you meant the play. Mike Waugh for 3-point attempt. Sorry, I'll give it up now. He can do that spin to the hole and has a real nice finish on it.
49-45, Trojans down by 4, 3:20 to go. Patterson goes up, scoops. Burke gets the tough board, and they hit him again. No call. That's all right.
Ooh, everybody's going to go backwards. Ryan
Nice,
Johnson spins to get the ball to Sean Craik. Sean Craik spins to get the ball in the hole. Chance to get within 1 point. Let's
Scott
go into
Hicks that got that hoop, wasn't it? Anyway.
Let's go into Tom King's timeout and hear what Coach King has to say to his St. Malachy Saints.
Stevens back in. Okay, what we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, come on down here, guys. We gotta allow Johnson to burn himself out. But we're gonna have, you're gonna work him. You're gonna work him, make him change directions. We're gonna anticipate his pass. He's gonna bust his buns for about 5 minutes out there. That's elapsed time, that's not game time. I'll give me 5 minutes, that's all I want. The dog will get back in there, okay? Here we go, guys, come on, let's go. 1, 2, 3, kill it.
An interesting coaching comment there when he made the comment about Ryan Johnson allowing him just to go, making sure and force him, change his speed, change his direction, burn himself out. Because there is a lot of pressure. We mentioned that last night in the Queen E game, that there's a lot of pressure on him to be an offensive threat and also get the ball up the court.
And obviously what St. Malachy's wants to do is let him run as much as he wants, as long as the ball's in his hands and he's not shooting it. St. Malachy's figure his tank is going to run dry before the game's going to be over. And of course, Coach Brian Forsyth knows that. Obviously what Coach King wants to do is try and run a couple of guys through there, and while they're being worn down, he can rotate them in and make Ryan work real hard. It was Scott Hicks who got that
nice
reverse layup, but
yeah.
couldn't make the foul shot. Trivia coming up at 855-6891 in just a minute.
Good
Be ready
hustle.
with the phone. We're on a father and son theme today, so we're going to do some father and son Harrison Trimble trivia in here in just a moment. 855-6891 for Pizza Hut and nothing but. Pizza Hut 14-inch stuffed crust pepperoni pizza on the line for the person who can call us and tell us Coach Brian Forsyth's two sons who've been through his program with him are both away at university now, having completed their high school eligibility. We want to know the names of Coach Forsyth's two sons and the schools they're attending. Give us a call at 855-6891 for stuffed crust pepperoni pizza from Pizza Hut. There's Dwayne Els for two. He's got 8, I believe, on the
52-49, 3-point lead, 2:34. Lots of offense in this game, I'll tell you. Bingo.
LeBlanc for 3. Trojans a little dangerous with the ball.
Patterson working real hard. Just what Coach wanted out of him.
Bodies all over the place.
(55-51), 1:59 to go. St. Max with the ball and up by 4. Hit 3 threes in a row. No, not quite 3, but they're going to hit 2 threes in a 2.
Frank does a nice job to get the board and then find a way to bull his way to the basket for 2. Dwayne Els gets hammered by Frank.
Nice block.
Nice defense.
Real nice block. 57-51.
He knew where he was going when he turned around and got in position with a hand up there and brought him down. King, nice job to dish. Els picks up a foul. That, I believe, is his second. Trimble still hasn't fouled St. Malachy's to the point that St. Malachy's is shooting bonus. I think on the next one they're going to shoot bonus. I think that's 7. Won't make any difference on this because this, of course, is a 2-shot foul. Mike Burke wants to take it to the hole. Instead, he'll shoot bonus. With 1 minute and 2 seconds left in a 7-point Trimble deficit. That's 4 on number 4, Matt Smith, whose offense was so hot early in the game. He had 8 points early for St. Malachy. Spent a great deal of time on the bench. And he's parked again, and Dobbelstein's back in to do the job on
Patterson
Ryan
did a real
Johnson.
nice job. Real nice, solid 4 or 5, 6 minutes, I guess it was.
We still don't appear to have a winner on trivia. I thought that'd be easy. Norval at 855-6891. The names of Coach Forsyth's 2 sons who played for him and the universities they're attending. Nice pass by Greer. Nice finish by Ryan Johnson. What a surprise.
58-55 with 45 to go. 3-point deficit for the Trojans. We're almost into halftime. This could be, anyway.
That was a wild
Well,
one.
that's tired bodies.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now,
That was a
these
wild
kids
one.
have given everything they have.
Both teams over 50 points. That's
I
some
know.
kind of offense in their 4th game in 3 days.
Yeah.
We've got a winner, and we thank Wally Fowler at 68 Vernon in Riverview for giving us a call. Wally knew that Jamie Forsyth is at Bishops and Chris Forsyth is at Acadia.
58-57.
Thanks for calling, Wally. And we'll have a stuffed crust pizza for you and your dad, Scott.
7 seconds to go. Trojans down by 1.
Don't let your dad eat it all, Wally. Mike King, nice job to finish, and that's the half. 60-57 halftime with a Mike King 2 at the end. 3-point deficit for Harrison Trimble and 20 minutes left to play, Norval.
117 points in the first half. That's not bad.
That's a sensational first half offensively, and I don't think either team can be disappointed with the job they've done at the offensive end, but both of them know they got to do a better job defensively if they're going to be able to come out of this with that 3rd place bronze medal. Well, that's the exciting first half of today's bronze medal game. We'll be right back after these words with the halftime statistics, a look at the second half, and a look ahead to the championship game of the 13th annual Irving Oil Hoop Classic live from SEPS on the University of Moncton campus in Moncton. We'll be right back after these words. Second game today, of course, are Timmins Blues and Queen Elizabeth Lions of Halifax, Nova Scotia. Those 2 teams have come at the final game from different angles. QEH played the first game of the tournament against defending champion Conies, blew the doors off them, and have continued to impress all week, where Timmins, who have won the tournament the 2 prior to last year, prior to Conies' win, came in with Coach Umar saying rebuilding year, not convinced I can play with those guys. Too many 5'7" starters, don't know what we've got. And they looked solid in their first game, had a struggle to lose their second game, lost by 17 to the same team they're playing in the final yesterday morning, but snuck into the playoffs, another one of those 1 and 2 teams that got in on the tiebreaker. And here they are in the championship game after a real solid performance against a very strong St. Malachy's team last night. So I think, Norval, we've got the classic overachiever, underachiever, Goliath and David final setup, and it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be nice to see what those Timmins kids can do against a team that's going to play the same kind of offense that St. Malachy's likes to play, but probably does it a half step faster and another 5 miles per hour on the passes. So Timmins will be up against it today with Queen Elizabeth. But Queen Elizabeth knows from what they've seen from Timmins over the week, you don't check in and pick up the W in the championship game of this tournament.
No, you don't. 60-57, 44 to go before we start the second half. The Trojans aren't back yet. Somebody's probably forgotten to tell them there's a second half.
And Brian Forsyth may want that extra moment because he knows that anytime he can get Ryan Johnson parked to give him that little bit of extra time to be fresh for the second half, because it's pretty obvious the way this week has gone, as goes Ryan Johnson, so go the Trojans. Here are the Trojans coming back out onto the floor, as you can see, and we'll be underway here in just a moment or so. You want to make a prediction on that final game, Norval?
Timmins, Queenie.
Yes. Was that your prediction? You're really going out on a limb, big
I predicted
fella.
that at the beginning of the week.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Not after I saw Queenie the first game I was. No, I would say we're going to see a bit of an upset here, and we're going to see Timmins beat Queenie by 3.
Ooh.
And if Timmins doesn't win by 3, Queenie wins by 27.
Those are 2 possible scenarios.
No, I'll give you the scores. 15 for Queenie and 3 for Timmins. It's going to be Timmins. The whole critical thing is get through the first half without foul trouble within 5.
All right. Well, we'll see how much Norval knows about the way this game is played. And my prediction is that at the end of the game, we will have been enriched and fulfilled by another exciting week of high school basketball.
Typical answer from a man who's never made a decision in his life. My goodness, you got partners like Leslie and that poor Roth fellow who's still working at the office, I understand.
Dobbelstein got caught in a screen, and he started to get up off the floor, but I'm not sure what happened. It looked like it was a solid hit, but it was innocent enough, and Mike Dobbelstein's down on the floor here in obvious difficulty. There's a chance. Let's take a look at that again. If we can go back, let's go back and have a replay, a second replay. Now you got a chance to see it. Let's have a look at it again quickly, just so we can see the action that caused Dobbelstein to take that hit. Here's the screen coming up. There it is. Innocent enough.
Yeah.
But
good replay action.
Yeah.
All right, guys in the booth.
Thank you, Ralph.
All right.
Thank you, Ben.
All right. And we can see it tonight,
I
too.
love it when a plan comes
Quality
together.
TV. This one's coming home with me tonight, by the way.
Yeah, not surprised.
The ball off the floor.
Alternating possession turns the ball over to the Saints, but fear not, Trojan fans, you'll get the next one.
Good job, Mike Burke. Yeah, good hustle, Mike Burke. Deserved to have a better result out of that, didn't he?
Like so many things in life, Norval, good things don't always happen to good people. Oh. Was it the philosophy that surprised you or something you saw on the floor? All kinds of rebound action in there, and Scott Hicks is going to pick up the foul on the push on Mike King. Oh, we're going to get a double foul. King's going to pick up one as well. Alternating possession and Trojans ball again.
Had this happen earlier in the game, didn't we?
I know that. Referees confer to confirm their decision, and the Trojans have the ball back.
They're still going at it. They're going to lose. Yeah. Somebody's going to lose something here.
Keep an eye on Hicks and King again.
All right. That might have been just enough possession now that.
The boys can move their minds to other numbers and other plans.
Reminding Coach Referee Jones to. Now let's see what we'll watch this possession here. Now he wants. Yeah.
Here's Hicks on King again.
That'll be the talking.
Foul out front, another one on Scott Hicks. That's Hicks' third foul. Second and 30 seconds. Mike Burke picks up a foul. Trimble, who didn't have a lot of foul trouble in the first half, is playing crash bang basketball. They've got 3 here early in the second half. That's going to be 5 on number 4. Matt Smith has 5, and he's done.
That's interesting. We haven't had a point scored here yet. Still 60-57, 18-17. We had all kinds of action, though. Just not any scoring action.
St. Malachy's makes the quick substitution. And Coach Forsyth assumed that they'd want some time for the substitution, but Coach King says, we don't need it, let's go. Got a bus to catch.
Trophies to pick up.
Speaking of trophies, Norval, pick me a tournament MVP.
No, don't
Give
do
me
that.
some names for All-Stars.
Don't even do it. Don't do it anymore. Always get in trouble with the committee. And since you don't dare make a decision on it, I'm not.
Come on, Norval.
Good play. Oh.
Show
Right
some
play,
leadership.
right hand, just wouldn't drop.
Nice job to finish. That's the first
no
two.
help on the weak side on that, though. 62-57, Trojans with the ball, down by 5. 17:33 to go.
Can we assume, do you think, that the tournament MVP will come out of the championship game? Has there been anybody so impressive for either of these teams that they could be the tournament MVP?
Not to me.
So you're telling me it's going to be in the championship game?
Yep. After Terrio's semifinal game last night, I'd say he's got a shot at it, depending on how Timmins does.
That's true. If Terrio wins the championship today and plays as well as he does today, Mike King, who's had a good tournament, puts his exclamation point on his All-Star status. Ryan Johnson at the other end, I don't think has any doubt that he deserves some consideration for tournament All-Star. I think probably 2 tournament All-Stars in this game, wouldn't you say, Mike King and
Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson. That's
Yeah.
3 fouls on number 14. Big Kurt Ross. Big Kurt Frank. And Ryan Johnson makes him pay.
64-59, Trojans down by 5, St. Malachy's with the ball. LeBlanc for 3.
Boy, he launched that from away, didn't he? LeBlanc's first 3 of the, of course, not much scoring in the second half. First 3 of the second half.
67-59, up by 8. 66. I gave the 2. I guess
Just
that
gave
was
him a 2. Thought that was a 3. Scott, that's 4 on Hicks at Heel Park.
Yeah, 7-point lead for St. Max, and they have the ball, and fouls are starting to mount. Johnson picks that one.
Two more for Ryan Johnson. He's got 6 here in the second half, all ready to go with 23 in the first half.
66, 61, 16, 31. You say he had 23?
23. I guess he's got 4 in the second half. He's got 27.
Let's go into Coach Mike King's timeout here of the St. Malachy's Saints.
Keep running the ball. Don't let up. We can't let up. We can't play their game. Pick them up at half court, right? Help them out when you can. Here we go, guys. Come on now. 1, 2, 3. Pressure!
Coach talking about not letting up, keeping the pressure on, and watching for as many opportunities as they can to make Trimble work harder for every possession.
And obviously Coach King wants to try and win this in the last 10 or 12 minutes of the game with Ryan Johnson tired out, maybe in foul trouble. They'll concede him his 30 points. They just don't want him to score 40 and win the game. And the way Trimble plays, they need Ryan Johnson on the floor all the time. If this game's decided in the last 5 minutes, it's not going to be decided favorably for Trimble unless Ryan's in there running the offense and handling the ball. Ryan Johnson picks up a foul, his second. John Ross shuffled his feet as he tried to get to the basket, turns the ball over to the Trojans.
Trojans with the ball down 66-61, 16:01 to go, 16 minutes then. Just wouldn't drop for Kendall Summers. Nice looking jumper though.
Oh. Dobelstein gets the shooter's roll.
Dobelstein's back in, obviously recovered from that screen.
Dwayne L shows a little more dribble jump shot.
68-63, 15:20 to go.
LeBlanc for 2, and he's got 4 in the second half to go with 8 in the first half. Johnson has 6.5 and 29 in the game.
Trading hoops here. 70-65, 14:41 to go. Just 2 points one end, 2 points the other end. Going to be offensive.
You know what isn't?
Oh,
Ryan Johnson picks up his third.
oh. Always close calls. Looked like he moved a little laterally.
Boy, that's a big one. Ryan Johnson's margin of error defensively is gonzo. One of the Saints, John Ross, a little slow getting off the court, and the ball was in play, and there were 6 Saints on the floor, so blew the whistle and asked him to park it, which he did.
It's all tough. Yeah.
LeBlanc picked up the hack right in front of referee Charlie Taylor, and Els will go to the line. LeBlanc doesn't appear to agree that that was a foul. He's picked up his first foul.
Close calls. Those are always
half.
close. You're not going to get away with too many of those.
Well,
70-65, 2 shots for Els. He had this the other night, didn't he, to win a game? 2 shots.
Oh well.
A little different result on the first one, and a little different result on the second one. 70-67. In fact, it was right around this score too, wasn't it?
Charlie Taylor calls the travel. Kurt Frank displaying his astonishment and disappointment with the call.
I honestly, I thought he shuffled his feet a little bit too.
Uh-huh. Not to suggest he has to agree, but I thought the call might have been right.
Open shot for Craig. Doesn't hit it though. Seventy to 67, St. Malachy Saints up by 3 with 13:30 to go in our bronze medal game at the 13th annual Irving Oil Hoop Classic here in University of Moncton. Those are tough to hang on to. Good defense.
We got Mike King's been injured down on, it looks like he's hurt his upper right leg. I didn't see that at all, although I saw him lying on the floor, and Maybe caught a knee in the muscle. Looks like to be the reaction. Probably in somebody's screen out there. He caught a knee in the fat part of the muscle. Here it is right there.
Oh,
That's
he
what
clicked
it
the
is.
knee going
Yeah.
by. It's exactly what it was.
Good job on the replay.
Yeah, we're going to have a Sports Emmy Award right here. Cable. Fundy Cable.
Foul on the backside on Sean Craik. Gets a little lazy and reaches a little farther in than Coach Forsyth would want. That's the 7th team foul. So this half, it'll be the Saints who are into the bonus early. That's
how many,
fair.
how many
That's
on
fair.
the Saints?
4. LeBlanc can shoot that shot. That's a 3. He's got 7.5, 15 in the game. Frank tries to get it cleanly, but can't, in the opinion of the one man whose opinion counts, Charlie Taylor. And Craik will go to the line to shoot 2. One of the 2 men whose opinions count. Al Jones being the
No,
other.
don't use the word counts. They make a difference. Counts in the real scheme of things. The big picture. 73-67, Trimble, Sean Craik on the line. Try to get it back to 4. 12:36 to go. Doesn't get the first one.
Sean Craik's played well all week. You mentioned that earlier. I remember when he started his career at Trimble last year in this tournament. He came off the bench for them and did a good job. This year he's a starter and continues to do a good job for the Trojans. Speaking of good jobs, there's Ryan Johnson's defense.
Five-point lead for the Saints, and they've got the ball.
Trojan ball out of bounds.
Fouls must be mounting a little bit now on St. Max, are they?
St. Malachy's has 5.5.
I see you have the latest edition of Hoop Hoopla from McNaughton High School.
That's right. We've mentioned yesterday that the Hoop Hoopla has been out now. This is the 3rd edition over the course of the week, produced by the good folks at McNaughton Science and Technology Center, by the data processing and information processing students, and we'll give you their names again. Kelly Hicks, Michelle Nugent, Jennifer Richard, with the help of advisors M. Campbell and A. Campbell. Ooh, Tom King takes one on the side of the head for the club.
Coach Tom King was the played interference there. Oh, they got the schedule in and everything. Good for them. They were up late last night then doing that, I'll tell you. Those kids deserve to be complimented. They had to have been in school there last night. Well, goodness gracious, it must have been late because we didn't get out of here till 10 o'clock.
I've had a couple of people ask me who won the slam dunk, Norval. We were surprised to find that they didn't go to the elimination round as we had expected. Nice job by Patterson to steal that ball from Ryan Johnson. And Ryan Johnson picks up number 4. I wonder if Coach Forsyth would want him to contest that layup. Good job to steal the ball at one end and cause the foul at the other end by young Mr. Patterson. Tom Patterson at the line with a chance to score, I believe, his first points in the second. Nope, he's at the line for 2 foul shots, his first chance to score here in the second half. That is not going to help Harrison Trimble with 11 minutes and 39 seconds left in the game.
No, 75-68, 11:39 to go. That's been a good basketball game, too. St. Max in the bonus. Patterson playing a good game. Good shot.
Who? That's a triple team Mark Harris, and Charlie Taylor gives him the 5-second violation. Coach Forsyth's going to take a timeout. Let's go into Coach King's timeout and hear what he's got to say to his St. Malachy Saints.
The Raz, okay? Just don't reach in, no stupid ones. You're quick enough. If you can knock it away, good. Under control is right. Come on, guys. Let's go. So right here. 1, 2, 3, pressure!
That's it, Tom.
Maybe we can whip down to Coach Forsyth's timeout just to catch the end of it.
Square up in a triple threat position. Something you've heard from day one. And we refuse to do it. You got to go quick at that guy. If you're going to back up being afraid of him, he's going to strip you every time. We got to have you guys wanting the ball and also wanting to score and looking for them.
Right here, boys. Right here, guys. All right, well, Coach Forsyth's pretty wound up, and I can't blame him. His kids are down 9 points.
Don't have the ball.
They've got the player who's going to make things happen for them on the bench with 4 fouls. Somebody's got to step up here, Norval, for the Trojans and take charge to give Ryan Johnson a bit of a break, both so he doesn't have to do it all, and also so they can protect him with the 4 fouls on the bench for 3 or 4 minutes. And if somebody doesn't step forward right now, and St. Malachy's can run this lead to
anything they
maybe
want,
12 or
Raiders,
13
yep.
points, she's all over Rover when Ryan Johnson comes back in with 7, 8, 9 minutes left in the game. Mark Harris is the man that Coach Forsyth is going to ask to do handling the ball. Who are they going to look to do the job offensively?
See, once they're into this set, they seem much better, but it's when they're trying to get the ball up. Somebody better look to score here, I think. Good shot, Dwayne Ells. 77-77 lead, 10:46 to go. It's nice to see him drain that.
Trimble would probably be happy to play them to a tie from here on in until they can get Johnson back in the game with 8, 9 minutes left. And the question is going to be, can the St. Malachy Saints take advantage of the opportunity they've got with Ryan Johnson off the floor? Dobbelstein coming back in to replace Patterson, who did the great job to steal the ball from Johnson and then cause the foul at the other end. That's not an unusual thing to happen in a high school game. You make the mistake and you want to make up for it immediately, and sometimes things don't always work out the way you want. Brian Forsyth is asking Charlie Taylor to go talk to Alan Jones and see if the alternating possession arrow is in fact correct. Coach Forsyth unhappy, feeling that he's had the ball taken away from him unfairly. Wanting the ball back every chance he can get it, of course, with just over 10 minutes left in a 7-point game. The sideline officials unable to satisfy the referees that they've got the arrow pointing the right way, so that
well, I only remember two switches, the one at the start and then the one right off the jump ball, like about 40 or 50 seconds later, and then that's
double
it.
Foul.
And a double foul, that's right, so it should be St. Max ball. You're right. The arrow is right.
Yep. Suggestion made from the peanut gallery behind us that we start over again if we can't be sure.
A lot of brain power sitting back there, isn't there? The future of the world.
Scary.
Just can't get the ball in their hands, can they?
Ooh. Mike Burke, I believe, called for the foul for the Trojans. Number 21.
That's two, like 44, 45 seconds of possessions there. It's tough to play defense that long.
Matt James at the line to shoot 2 for St. Malachy's.
Chance to put him up by 9. It's not going to be 9 anyway. Might be 8 though. It is 8. 9:52 to go. It's 78-70. Trojans with the ball down by 8. Over in the hands of Sean Craig. I know Coach Forsythe really liking to see Sean Craig get into this game a little more offensively.
Els had the pass, but hesitated just a half second too long, and somebody popped over to cover Harris, and the ball turns over to St. Malachy's. That's his first, I believe. It shows how much attention I'm paying. James has 4.
No bonus? No.
Not to bonus yet. That's 6 on.
I can't be
we are
shooting 2
bonus.
here, guys.
We are at a bonus.
Oh,
yeah,
we are at a bonus. Okay.
Forgive me.
You're forgiven.
I thought it was at 6, but it's not.
Couple numbers. Kendall Summers at the line. Oh, he's usually smooth from the line. Coach Forsythe thinks he is too. That's a nice view. Down by 7, 78-71 with a little 9:10 to go. Doesn't miss many of those. And, oh, nice board. Bonus,
Rebound
90-foot
action.
bonus.
Maye picks up the foul and a technical. Official's unhappy with something Maye said, and he's going to sit. He's got 3 fouls. First shots will be taken by.
Oh, it's amazing. It's 4 shots and possession of the ball. I mean, it's a 6-point swing here potentially.
Off a rebound at the
Other end of the floor.
court.
Oh yeah. There's one. I mean, that's one of those.
From 6 points down to,
oh, it
7
could be.
points
I'm
down.
telling you,
1
this
point
should
down.
be a momentum. And they're doing this with Ryan Johnson not on the floor. They can finish some of these foul shots.
2 off the front rim.
Now they get the tees.
And they're going to say, hey, you're at the line. You keep going.
It's 2 for 2. I wouldn't be moving them out of there.
I think I would have moved him out. He was due. Three of them all off the front rim.
Oh, no ball. Ooh, interest. Oh, somebody better hustle and get there.
Oh, they're going to give him the continuation. Neil Fowler scores 2. That's his first 2 of the game. And a lot of the momentum of those
Just
4
shifted
foul
right
shots
back.
has gone, Alonzo.
Yeah.
Fowler will go to the line. That foul was on
Kendall Summers.
Summers, his first.
And Coach Forsyth was not a happy camper with
So
that
the
one.
3 foul shots that they made have just been offset by a hoop and a foul at the other end. And we're back to a 7-point difference. Kendall Summers for 2, and he has 3.5, 3 in the game. That's his first 2.
81-76, first 2 for Kendall Summers, and they're down by 5 with 8:05 to go. Oh,
Ross gets it off the backside. Nice job by John Ross to
Nice
go across the
athletic
basket
move.
and bring it back. Body going one way, ball going the other.
83-76, 7-point lead for the Saints.
John Ross's defense managed to turn the ball over on Dwayne Ells, and St. Malachy's has the ball back in a 7-point lead with 7 minutes and 40 seconds left. Both teams in bonus, Norval, for the rest of the game.
Yeah, Sean Craig's got to step up here. He's the scorer that's on the floor. The one guy who could score some points. He's got to step up a little bit and take some.
Interestingly, it was 7 points when Ryan Johnson left the game, and Trimble's managed to avoid having any greater deficit when he comes back on the floor, but they haven't been able to do anything to cut into the lead either. That's Neil Fowler's first foul, and Trimble's going to go to the line and shoot. That wasn't a player control foul, it was an offensive foul, and Trojans get a chance to cut it to 5. Chris Gower is going to slide back in here for the Saints and relieve Mr. Fowler of his responsibilities.
$83-77. Not as high scoring offensively in the second half. Seemed like
There's a double team. Ooh, nice job by LeBlanc. That really breaks the pressure,
Yeah.
doesn't it, in the front court when you get it down and score that quickly. It just says to the guys who are playing so hard on defense, why bother? Here we go the other way. Mark Harris picks up the foul, and LeBlanc will shoot 2.
85-78 with 6:58 to go. St. Malachy's up by 7. Up by 8.
Mark Harris picks up a foul with an illegal screen. They turn the ball over again in an 8-point deficit.
That's why I love this game. 86-78, 6:32 to go.
Gower gets stuffed from the backside.
Good hustle.
James
St.
looks to
Malachy's
swing it.
certainly out hustling Trimble right now.
Mark Harris picks up a foul, his third. And because we're into bonus here, that's 4 on.
Isn't this when the crowd starts chanting Ryan, Ryan? Soft shooter's touch. See that nice bounce off the front? 87-78, going to be up to 10. 88-78, 6:05 to go. Sean Craig hits that nice jumper, and he does have to step up his scoring a little bit. There's help there. The top, LeBlanc for 3. He hasn't missed too many of those.
Now there's a big hoop. That's an 11-point lead after leading by 7 when Johnson left the game. Now they've turned the ball over. And there's what Coach Forsyth needed to see to tell him that it's time to put Ryan Johnson in fact, Scott Hicks back into the game. I guess, again, that's a 2-pointer, so it's a 10-point lead. 7 points when Johnson left the game, 10 points when he comes back in is the Trimble deficit. And Dobbelstein with a double pump makes it a 12-point deficit and only 5.5 minutes left to make up 12 points.
(92-80), 12-point lead for a little over 5 minutes to go, 5:11, Trimble down by 12, and the crowd getting into it, and this could be the last little shot in the next minute, minute and a half. Got to creep back here, get it down to 6 or so.
Dwayne Ells called for a foul. That's 3 on Ells, and Kurt Frank is going to go to the line to shoot 2.
The second one, same spot on the rim he hit.
You notice how the score is creeping up here, Norval? We're going to be up over 100 again in this match. Five minutes to go, and St. Malachy's is at 94. I wonder if they can play offensively.
It's up by 12.
And speaking of St. Malachy's and their playing style, let's do some second half trivia. Matt James hits the 2. Our Pizza Hut and Nothing But second half trivia, staying on the father and son theme. Mike King is a big part of the St. Malachy Saints. His dad, Tom King, coaches the Saints. And what we want to know, Tom King, who's been a long-time educator in the system up here, first came up to St. John for another sport. We want to know the sport that Tom King came up to St. John, New Brunswick for, and the name of the team he played for. Let's go into Coach Forsyth's timeout and hear what he's got to say. Our phone number, of course, 855-6891. Here's Coach Brian Forsyth in his timeout.
Down the court, and you have no idea. You won't look back for the ball. You just waddle your way on down the court. He's telling you, if your man goes to double, to pop open. Boys, they drive, we stand and wait for them to come to us. It's happening over and over and over. You're standing underneath the basket with your hand straight up in the air instead of getting out to help.
We're down 14. We got 4 minutes to go.
We either are going to show we have some heart or we're going to prove that we don't. That's what it amounts to. You now have 10. You have 3. You have the little guy. You guys have the post players. You got 14. You're man to man. We got to pressure and we got to run and you got to beat the guy at midcourt and go. Let's go!
Little pride on the line there for the Trojans in the last 4 minutes to go here with the score 96-82. And you're right, the score did creep up there. Didn't creep though, it's sort of avalanched down.
Well, if Trimble can't do something in the next minute to cut this over, the avalanche is going to consume them.
Nice shot. Nice jumper.
Brian Johnson shows why he likes to take the ball to the hole. Eight 855-6891. If you know why Tom King came
Nice
up to New
board,
Brunswick for
another
the first
3.
time, and the name of the team he played for.
'98-86, 12-point lead, 3:21 to go. Craig hits the jumper.
Who? Nice baseline jumper. You'd hardly think he had enough room from that spot, but I think he
two
must
from
have.
there, right in a row.
Johnson turns the ball over, and a 14-point deficit with 2 minutes and 59 seconds left. Norval makes me think maybe it's not going to happen for the Trojans this afternoon.
Well, it's 86-0 for them right now on the other side scoreboard, but
All of this
we all know there's a 1 in front of that.
All of this done over the last 6 or 7 minutes with Mike King on the bench with that thigh bruise or thigh injury he suffered in the game here 6-7 minutes ago. Trojans can't quite clear the traffic on that one. Turn the ball over again, and Els picks up his 4th foul. So when things go wrong, a lot of things go wrong in a hurry. That's 4 on Els. Still haven't got a winner in TV trivia. Our number
What was the question again?
855-6891. We want to know what brought Tom King, coach of the St. Malachy Saints and father of Mike King, to St. John the first time. You have to be a sports crossover kind of person to know the answer to this. He didn't come up here for basketball. He did come up here for sports, though. What was the sport, and what was the name of the team he played for?
Jump ball, Trojans with possession, 2:41 to go. It's 100-86.
Mike Burke picks up a foul in the rebound action. And I think we're going to see Kurt Frank go to the line at the other end. We've got a winner. Somebody knows. Some guy named Don Grant.
Blue
that
Heron.
name is vaguely familiar
Sounds like
to
a
me.
fishing lake.
Don Grant knew that Tom King came up here to play baseball for the St. John Dodgers in the late 1970s.
Since we know Don is a retired gentleman enjoying his life tremendously, and he has no need of that pizza.
You and I will be having it.
I think that's the way we'll be doing it. Don will be
I
there next
agree,
Thursday night to have
I
that
agree
pizza.
with you that he's retired. Don Grant probably umpired some games that Tom King played 18, 19 years ago when he first came up to throw lefty fastballs for the St. John Dodgers. Don Grant, a former honorary chairman of this tournament, and a man who's owed a lot by this tournament for the work he's done over the years. And if a free pizza is all he gets out of it, hey, what's wrong with that?
103-88, 15-point lead.
Nice finish by Matt James at the other end. I also want to mention Norval that another man was honored last night at the coach's reception after the games. Don Arsenault, a man we know well. honored by Don Grant, as a matter of fact. For his contribution, Don Arsenault's chosen to pull back from the tournament a little bit last year in this. He was honored with a pin in recognition of his contribution to the tournament and the great job he's done. Don Arsenault, a man who means so much to the tournament and has worked so hard over the last 8 or 10 years of this tournament. Don, congratulations on your recognition and much deserved honor. There we go, boom.
103.89, St. Max with the ball, 2 minutes to go. Oh, nice zip on that. He looked like a young Tom King. Well, this is going to be an interesting 2 minutes, I can tell you. End to end.
This is going to be like all-star basketball.
Yeah.
All we're doing here is trying to score, guys.
Yeah.
The defensive part of the game we'll practice on Monday.
105.91.
Ooh, that's some kind of pass. Steve LeBlanc's gone crazy here in the second half. He had 8 at the half, and he's probably got 2, 4, 7, 9, 10. He's got 16 in the second half and 24 in the match. Nice lead pass, and Gower converts it 2 more.
107.91. Certainly 109.71. 91.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, St. Malachy Saints are good measure for this victory this afternoon.
Yeah.
They've played extremely well. Of course, they went 3-0 in the preliminary round. Lost last night in a game that a lot of people thought they might win to a Timmins team that played extremely controlled tempo and hit the shots when they were open. But St. Malachy's, for their excellent tournament, get a reward with a bronze medal this afternoon. Harrison Trimble Trojans, who were very fortunate to sneak into the playoff round with that 1-2 record, unfortunately go away having lost both their playoff games, finishing 4th in the tournament, but overall not a disappointment. Got to play in front of a big crowd again last night and in the bronze medal game today. Brian Forsyth has learned some things about his kids over the week, and they'll come back and regroup from this experience, this tournament, a stronger team forward, having played St. Malachy's twice, a team they're likely to see over the NBIAA playoff trail, and all in all, not a bad experience for either team. St. Malachy's pulls out a 109-91 win. Good for the bronze medal. Coach Tom King drives 90 miles with his Saints, comes away with something to be proud of. And Norval, pretty good game for the first 32 minutes.
Yes.
But St. Malachy's, with Ryan Johnson on the bench, were able to open up a lead. And when St. Malachy's got close to the victory, they knew what they had to do to put it away. Mike Dobbelstein, the game star for St. Malachy's, and Sean Craik, the game star for Harrison Trimble. All in all, a good game, an entertaining way to finish off the bronze medal portion of the tournament and clear the table here in a few minutes for the gold medal game. Norval, Coach Forsyth has to be, if not happy with what he saw, at least better informed than he was coming into the tournament of what his kids can, in fact, give him.
Yeah, he's learned a lot about 7 or 8 players. He's learned what he's going to have to work on to improve. You know, they've just had 2. They had 7 or 8 poor minutes last night against Queenie, and the same thing today. They finished 1-4, and they finished 4th in the tournament. I mean, it just tells you how balanced things were when you look at the in the last game, the morning game, the 7th place game. Coney defeats Riverview. Riverview beats Trimble. I mean, that's how close this division is from 3 to 7. I think the big thing that this has shown me was, number one, it showed me St. Malachy's how well they can bounce back, because they got crushed last night. They bounced back from that. Second thing is, it does indicate to me that I'm leaning more towards a closer game, which to me gives the advantage to Timmins, because I think that Timmins showed us last night what they're, a little more of what they're really made out of.
Well, St. Malachy's, I think, probably came in this in the New Brunswick portion of the tournament draw as the favored team. They lost in the provincial final last year, of course, with virtually the same lineup to Fredericton High. So no surprise that they're the strongest team in that division. I think the surprise is that the other three teams in the division are so closely balanced, and it's an indication of the quality of the high school games that we're going to see, the closeness of the high school games all around southeastern New Brunswick over the course of the next 2.5 months. So St. Malachy Saints probably the strongest team in the 4 New Brunswick schools in the division. But Harrison, Trimble, Moncton High, and Riverview all solid, and they played well against St. Malachy's. Today's game a little bit of an anomaly because St. Malachy's got the big break on Ryan Johnson's 4th foul, took him out of the game with about probably 12 minutes to go in the half. He comes back in with 6 minutes left, and really too little time to make up that deficit. Thank you all for joining us, for making this as much fun as it is. Let's do it again real soon.
See you then.